Okay, I know in video number one I'm kind of talking around in circles a little bit, but making a YouTube video continuous nonstop and just have it flow without having video editing software is actually a little harder than you think. I'm not complaining, just saying. But where are we at here? With the onset of a possible second assault weapons ban in 2008, finances allowed me to only do a few options, and I opted to take my Dremel tool. And some of you might be shuddering at this point. I guess I would have to follow up with, don't try this at home. I am a trained reviewing professional. But what I did is, get my flashlight on here, I actually used my Dremel, and it's probably difficult to see. You can probably see some waves inside on, let me use this knife here. Right here on the inside. I hollowed a ton of this material out of here, which was all metal, to make room for the slightly wider AR-15 mag, because if you hold, at that time I had the TAPCO, and if you hold the two magazines together, they are very, very similar in size, but the AR-15 is a little bit wider. It does not have the hole that the Ruger does. However, there's plenty of space there. You could put one. It was to be determined if I needed it. But the metal AR-15 mags have this rib, and the way I got this to fit was I took the Ruger mag latch out. Don't take this out unless you seriously want to go the mile and make your Ruger fit AR mag with the button on the side like this. You need a mag well or something. I had a plan to put one over here on the other side, because if you take this off, I'm not kidding, it is a bitch to put that little spring and that pin back in there. Maybe a gunsmith could do it better, but it was very difficult with the tools I had. So it's in there now. It's back to using just the TAPCO mags, because after a while in 08 it became apparent no assault weapons ban was going to happen, and I just decided I'm going to quit where I'm at, put my rifle back together, and go buy some more TAPCOs, which I did. Voila, there you go. TAPCO Mini 14. However, I gotta say, in no particular order here, I gotta make a couple of more points here. This idea is not dead in my mind. I think that due to the fact that there are so many more choices for AR-15 mags, I mean, look at this. This is a picture from Mills Fleet Farm in Appleton that I took last week. This is Appleton, Wisconsin. If you count the shelf items for AR-15 mags, there's 12 racks holding, or 12 hooks holding magazines for AR-15. There was none of the TAPCOs, and I would consider them the only real contender for the Mini 14. So where I'm going with this is, I think Ruger overall makes an outstanding firearm. Remember, I have a single 6 and an LCR, left side of the bed, right side of the bed. Every single night Ruger protects my house. But being that I know quite a bit about Ruger and I am an extreme fan of Ruger, I do have to bash them a little bit, because Ruger overall is the master copycat. If you really think about what they have for firearms, they've got the Mark II, which is very similar to the German Luger, the Black Hawk, which basically is a single 6. How is that not any different than a Colt Peacemaker? The Red Hawk, you could basically call that the Ruger Dirty Harry, which was a Smith & Wesson. The number 1 is basically a Sharps rolling block. The M77 or Hawkeye is a Mauser or a Win 70. The Mini 14 is, a smaller version of an M14 Springfield. The SR22 is basically a Walther P22. How is the LCR not a snub-nosed Smith & Wesson? And how is the American rifle not a cross between a Tikka and a Savage? Now, I'm not complaining about Ruger doing this. I think Ruger takes proven designs and in many ways makes them better. And I know firsthand experience as an inventor, making this wrench, there's $10,000 into this wrench. It takes a lot of money to make something better or different, And as a company, you've got to have profit margins and a business plan to sell your product. Ruger sells Mini 14s because to go get an off-the-shelf AR-15, well, it used to be a little bit more. You used to have to pay about $1,000. Now you can go to Walmart and you can pick up, I'm not going to advertise for anybody that's selling their AR-15 at Walmart, but Wyndham comes to mind, the former Bushmaster. I've seen them for $7.99 for an AR-15 at Walmart. You go to a Mills Fleet Farm or a Gander Mountain or a Cabela's, you're going to be paying damn near the same price for the Mini 14. So now we have two comparable priced rifles, and one has a significant advantage in terms of it's been proven that the AR-15 has better accuracy overall, maybe except for the Ruger Mini 14 Target. I like the safety on the 15 better than the 14. I think when you have gloves on, this sucks and it's loud. The mag release is superior on the AR-15 versus this, and you have to rock it out. You can put the mag in straight on a 15 with one hand. You have to sit here and be all stupid and rock that into place. There's significant advantages to the AR-15. But if Ruger was using their noggin a little bit, or if Springfield started making a smaller version of the M1A and they were using their noggin, they would see that putting an AR-15 mag into a Ruger makes perfect sense. And on that note, let's just go back to the internet here for a second. This would not be the first time other people are thinking about this. Armalite, Rock River, Google Images right here. There we go. Mossberg has done it with their MVP. MVP Bolt Action is taking AR-15 magazines. On the same note, Rock River, the LAR-47, taking AK mags. You can't tell me Ruger couldn't make the Mini 30 and take AK mags. That would be awesome to have an AK-14. That would be awesome. Springfield, are you listening? Maybe we need a Rock River in here to figure this out. As an inventor, I know that if you type in a search in Google and it doesn't come up with some related topic, or when you partially type in what you're searching for and it doesn't come up, and you type in the full search term that you're looking for and it doesn't come up, you've just struck gold. But let's see here. When you type in, come on phone, AR-15 mag in, Google already knows what you want it to say. Other people look for this. Let's just finish that search. Quite a few results there. All of it's on AR-15 magazine. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what I'm saying here. The fact of the matter is, people want this. Go back to YouTube. People research Mini 14s all the time, and they're getting fed all this information that's only partially correct. I mean, look at, you've got so many AR-15 mags available, the D&H mags in Oconomowoc. That's right down the street from where I live. Yeah, on Milwaukee Jobs, D&H is actually looking for workers, it seems. Remember, Wisconsin is open for business. We're at 9 minutes again. I might have to make a third video on this. I've wanted to do this rant for quite some time, but I'm going to have to probably stop here and collect my thoughts and finish up. But what I want to say is, with the obvious purchasing that happened in the last year, from December 12 to December 13 of AR-15 stuff, I think Ruger was just piggybacking along that success, or that scare I should say, but they could totally give themselves a huge credential and leg up by incorporating one of the biggest disadvantages to being one of their biggest advantages. You are always going to have guys that have the World War II proven mindset of the 14 and the anti-proven mindset of the Vietnam era AR-15 working against the 15 in favor of the 14, that is always going to buy the 14 style over the 15. It's at 10 minutes. One more video.